In 2010, the video game industry believed a fundamental truth. The Western was dead. Futuristic shooters and modern military sims dominated the market, and conventional wisdom said no one wanted to play a game about dusty trails, 6-shooters, and horse riding. What few people realized at the time was that Red Dead Redemption almost never happened. The franchise actually began years earlier at Capcom as Red Dead Revolver, an arcade-style, exaggerated Western shooter. When Capcom abruptly canceled the project in 2003, Rockstar Games stepped in, bought the rights, and handed the salvaged assets to Rockstar San Diego. But Rockstar didn't just want to make a linear arcade game. They wanted to do for the 19th century American frontier what Grand Theft Auto had done for modern cities. It was a massive financial gamble, but Rockstar believed they could turn an abandoned property into an open-world epic. When players finally loaded up Red Dead Redemption in May 2010, Rockstar didn't open with an explosive shootout or a chaotic action sequence. Instead, they delivered a quiet, atmospheric masterclass in world building. The game opens at the docks of Blackwater as 2 federal agents, Edgar Ross and Archer Fordham, escort a scarred, weary man named John Marston onto a train bound for the desert town of Armadillo. From the moment John sits down, he doesn't say a single word. His silence is a powerful character statement. John is a prisoner in plain sight. The newly formed Bureau of Investigation has kidnapped his wife and son, using them as leverage to turn John into a government weapon. He isn't riding into New Austin as a free man seeking fortune. He is an ex-outlaw forced to hunt down his former gang brothers to buy back his family's freedom. His stoic silence reflects a man carrying a crushing emotional weight, completely exhausted by his past. Armadillo was chosen as his destination because it sat at the very edge of civilized territory, a gateway to Fort Mercer, where his former comrade, Bill Williamson, had entrenched himself with a ruthless gang. The government didn't want to waste federal lives spilling blood in the mud, so they sent an outlaw to kill an outlaw. During that silent train ride, Rockstar showcases its genius for environmental storytelling as John sits motionless. 2 background conversations unfold around him. On one side, 2 wealthy women, Mrs. Bush and Mrs. Ditkiss, casually discuss replacing savages with factories, telegraph lines, and modern civilization. On the other side, a preacher debates a young woman named Jenny about sin, morality, and whether a bad person can ever truly be forgiven. John sits directly between them. He is the living manifestation of both debates, dubbed a savage by an advancing modern society, yet desperately seeking legal and spiritual redemption. One, without relying on heavy exposition or tutorial pop-ups, Rockstar lets the environment tell the story, forcing you to feel John's isolation long before you ever pull a trigger. The game became an instant masterpiece, winning hundreds of Game of the Year awards on PS3 and Xbox 360. Yet, for over 14 years, PC players were left out in the cold, asking one continuous question: why wasn't there a PC version? Behind the scenes, the original 2010 release was built on a custom iteration of Rockstar's Rage engine to make a vast, seamless open world run on 2010 console hardware. Developers had to rely on complex technical workarounds, specifically tailored to the unique hardware architectures of the 7th generation, most notably the PS3's notoriously difficult cell processor. As a result, The game's internal code structure became a tangled spaghetti code nightmare. Porting that fragile code base to the thousands of varying hardware configurations on PC was viewed by engine engineers as a technical quagmire, one where tweaking one piece of code could easily break physics, AI, or entire mission scripts. Additionally, Rockstar's priorities rapidly shifted. The studio poured virtually all of its engineering resources into massive upcoming juggernauts like Grand Theft Auto V and Red Dead Redemption 2, sinking years of developer time into untangling a broken 2010 codebase simply wasn't a priority. It wasn't until modern re-releases were greenlit that studios systematically overhauled, stabilized, and rebuilt the engine pipeline. Finally, in October 2024, over 14 years after its initial debut, Red Dead Redemption natively arrived on PC, complete with 4K resolution, unlocked frame rates, and ultra-wide support, allowing a whole new generation of players to experience John Marston's tragic journey. So see you in next episode.